Okay, so today is a bit special because I scored the entire first level of Mirror's Edge, start to finish, no cuts. Hi, my name is Jimmy, and you're watching Soundtrack Remake, where I rescore games from the ground up. Mirror's Edge was the parkour game when it came out, and I remember seeing the first trailer and thinking, this is next gen. It looked incredible, and I think it still holds up today visually, especially the way the city looks. So I thought it would be fun to revisit this game by reimagining the soundtrack. Alright, let me walk you through how I built this new soundtrack. As I mentioned before, I've decided to create a whole soundtrack around the first level of Mirror's Edge. 3 pieces of music divided between the non-playable intro and outro, the parkour section, and also the escaping/running away section. Also, during gameplay, I tweaked the instrument to react dynamically to some important jumps, obstacles, progression markers, etc. But I'll go into more detail as we go on. The level opens up on a cutscene introducing the title of the game, the city, and also some parkour. Originally, the music is pretty soft until Faith, our main character, jumps onto a crane, and that's where the main theme appears. I wanted to create something a bit more intense and to give this cutscene a sense of urgency and purpose. So I started off with some bass and drum sounds centered around a synthesizer arpeggio. Here's how it goes. As Faith starts running and doing some moves to reach the crane, that's where I wanted the most tension, so I unveiled the full chord progression. Also, I doubled the arpeggio to make it more dramatic, as well as introduced a new melody. Moreover, I used some filters, some reverbs, and balanced some volumes to emphasize the epicness of the jump between the billboard and the crane. During this process, I created some sound effect to add to the atmosphere. For one, you have this futuristic and ominous synthesizer. And another one that was kind of a happy mistake, I would say. It turned out it sounded like an ambulance or a police car or something. The next segment is about going from point A to point B. It's a nice introduction to the parkour, and also it's pretty relaxed. To keep things pretty chill and as a nice contrast with the previous soundtrack, I created this pad that represents the city as if it reverberated from the streets below. As the player passes the zipline, I added drums and another pad to give a sense of momentum. Initially I played a melody of a death, but it kind of felt wrong because it was telling too much of a story, where I think players should be more focused on their first experience with the city roofs. But I found it cool and wanted to share it anyway, even though it won't be in the final clip. Finally, I tweaked some elements here and there for two specific moments during this section. The first one is when you have to keep your balance crossing on a pipe between two buildings.
You're taking your sweet old time, so let's get pissed.
And then the same thing for the last big jump of this segment. Then it's the escaping / running away part. That's where I wanted the music to give a lot of energy, the closer the player got to their objective, starting with something pretty tense and muffled. I like the fact that it sounds grounded and menacing. I mean, that's the point, because not long after that, we come across the enemies of the game, the cops, or what they call them, the blues.
I'll play the blues for you.
So I gave them a sound to represent them, something erratic and tense that would come and go during the track, as if it was a danger chasing you from behind. I decided that when you start running away from the blues, that's when the music should start to build up. Mainly, I recorded a new pad and slightly touched the drums and the bass parts. I kept the muffled effect on the track, and as soon as the players go through doors to go outside the building, that's where the music gets brighter and brighter. Shortly after, I played this synth pattern to give the track a little bit more character without it being a full-on melody. Actually, this is just half of what I initially recorded. I found it interesting to bring the second half a bit later to reinforce this feeling of progression in the track. Here's the second half on its own. And here's both at the same time. Again, I used some filters, did some adjustments here and there for some special stunts to increase gameplay immersion. The last part of gameplay is a final jump to escape the blues once and for all. For this, I brought back the main theme from the intro, adapted it to the fact that the player is in charge this time before reaching the cutscene, and also tweaked the mood a little bit to have a different feeling than the intro. But I'll let you discover how it turns out in the full clip, and speaking of which, here we go.
Concentrate on some actual work. Get Celeste in position for a handoff. You need to get the delivery to her. She'll be near the communications tower ahead of
Playing rough cell.
I'll be fine. Get out of here!
You gotta get off that roof, mate. Don't care how you do it, just do it.
Thank you for watching this video, and a special thanks to everyone that subscribed to the channel. We recently reached 1,000 subscribers, and for that, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to share what you thought of the track. In the meantime, I leave you with a jam, so see ya and take care.